This meeting is being recorded.
ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम सदाशिवसमारंभां शंकराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। गुकारस्वन्धकारो वै ऋकारस्तन्निवर्तकः अन्धकारनिरोधित्वात् गुरुरित्यभिधीयते। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैः स्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनयोभिः विषेम देवहितं यदायुः। स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम नमो ब्रह्म विद्या संप्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो नमः। ओम प्रज्ञानां शुभकृतानैः स्थिरचर निकर व्यापिभिः व्याप्य लोकान् भुक्त्वा भोगान् स्तविष्टान् पुनरपि दिशनोद्भासितान् कामजन्यान् पीत्वा सर्वान् विशेषान् स्वपिति मधुरभुङ् मायया भोजयन्नः मायासङ्ख्यातुरीयं परममृतमजं ब्रह्म यत्तन्नतोऽस्मि। स्वप्नस्थानः अन्तःप्रज्ञः सप्ताङ्गः एकोनविंशतिमुखः प्रविविक्तभुक् तैजसः द्वितीयः पादः। स्वप्नः स्थानमस्य तैजसस्य इति स्वप्नस्थानः। जाग्रत्प्रज्ञा अनेकसाधनबहिर्विषया इव अवभासमाना मनस्पन्दनमात्रा सती तथा भूतं संस्कारं मनसि आधत्ते तन्मनः तथा संस्कृतं चित्रितः इव पटः बाह्यसाधन अनपेक्षम् अविद्या कामकर्मभिः प्रेर्यमाणं जाग्रद्वत् अवभासते। तथा च उक्तम् अस्य लोकस्य सर्वावतः मात्राम् अपादाय इति तथा परे देवे मनसि एकी भवति इति प्रस्तुत्य अत्र एषः देवः स्वप्ने महिमानम् अनुभवति इति अथर्वणे इन्द्रियापेक्षया अन्तस्तत्त्वात् मनसः तद्वासनारूपा च स्वप्ने प्रज्ञा यस्य इति अन्तःप्रज्ञः विषयशून्यायां प्रज्ञायां केवलप्रकाशस्वरूपायां विषयित्वेन भवति इति तैजसः विश्वस्य सविषयत्वेन प्रज्ञायाः स्थूलायाः भोज्यत्वम् इह पुनः केवला वासनामात्रा प्रज्ञा भोज्या इति प्रविविक्तः भोगः इति समानं मन्यते। द्वितीयः पादः तैजसः। स्वप्नस्थानः अन्तःप्रज्ञः। So there are three prajnas: bahishprajnah, antahprajnah, prajnana ghanaha. Having spoken already about bahishprajnah, the second prajna, which is dvitiyah padaha, is being taken up here. Atmanaha taijasarupaha dvitiyah padaha is how this Tikakara gives the heading. Atmanaha taijasarupaha. is the same Atma which is obtained in 3 states. Swapnaha stanamasya is how Bhashyakara defines. Its presence, it is available, it is evident in the context called Swapna. That is what is called Swapna Sthanam. Stha means Tishtati. It is available as Swapnaha. Therefore, Swapna Sthanaha Antah Prajnaha. It is called the inner experience. Inner with reference to Vishaya. There is no Vishaya Vishayi connection in this. When Swapna is happening, from a vacant experience, you have all these Indriyas, your means of knowing the world, the instruments, the Karanas, Pancha Karmendriya, Pancha Jnanendriya, Pancha Pranaha, Manaha, Buddhihi, Ahankaraha, Chittam, all these are not together experiencing and as though inside and outside, which is what we saw as Bahish Prajnaha. Here all those Vishaya Vishayi Sambandha is not there. Therefore, it is called Antah Prajnaha. So the Atma is called Antah Prajna. Atma was called Bahish Prajna in that state. It is the same Atma. Therefore, that is why the heading given is Atmanaha Taijasa Rupaha Dvitiya Padaha. The Atma is available in this form. Ekonavimshati Mukhaha Pravivikta Bhuku Taijasaha Dvitiya Padaha. Ekonavimshati, the 19 things are common here also, because Sukshmendriyas are available. The Golaka, so that is a difference you have to remember. In the Vakan, you not only have Indriya, you also have what is called Golakam. When we say I, there is this part, this retina and all that, right? So this is called Golakam, the physical eye. Similarly, physical nose. But there is the subtle thing called the Indriya itself. Rasana Indriya, Grana Indriya, Chakshur Indriya, Twag Indriya, Shravanendriya, like that. There are Indriyas. Indriyas are subtle. So in biology or in the medical terms, it happens through nervous system, the neurons flow, all that happen, right? Within the body, there is some activity which happens, which makes the eye see. It's not only this physical thing, it is the end point, but then there are also other things which are happening behind. There are physical nerves, but within that, whatever is captured, the light captured which falls on the retina, it actually is picked up and then something happens inside. That something happening inside is all subtle. That is what is called Indriya. So this is Golaka and that is Indriya. So all these Indriyas are what? Subtle things. They are not gross. Whether you call it neuron or whatever, it is actually subtle. Those are there. That's why Ekonavimshati, even in dream, for Taijasa, it is there. That is what is actually, from a Vyakti perspective, is called Sukshma Sharira. Sukshma Sharira means all these 5 Jnanendriya, 5 karmendriya, 5 pranas, manobuddhi, ahankara, chitta. This is Ekona Vimshati Mukha. This 19 things together is what is in Vyashti is called Sukshma Sharira. And this is the one we say goes to Loka and all that. When Jiva is spoken about, when the body has fallen, this Sukshma Sharira is what actually takes Archiradi Marga and all that and goes to different lokas like Brahmaloka and all that. So that is what is this Ekona Vimshati Mukha. But that's okay. That I mean, going to Loka and all is fine. It's all Shraddha only, no? Shastra says so. We take it with Shraddha. Now coming back here, when here we say it is Mukha, it is the Dwaram through which only, whether it is Vakan or dream, through these Indriyas and this 19 Mukha only, the experiences are happening. Swapnaha stanamasya taijasasya iti swapnastanaha. This taijasa, this subtle body is available in dream. So the sthanam swapnaha, it is evident in the, even though it is available, it's the same thing available in Vakan also, but from a prajna perspective, this prajna is a swapna prajna, taijasa. That is why it is antah prajna. It is only experiencing the swapna because there is no Vishaya Sanyoga. If Vishaya Sanyoga is there, it is called Bahish Prajna. There it is Jagarita Sthanaha, available as a waking experiencer. Here it is dream experiencer. Jagrat Prajna, Aneka Sadhana, Bahir Vishaya. This we have seen, but I will quickly cross over this. Prajna Aneka Sadhana, Bahir Vishaya Iva Avabhasamana, Manaspandana Matra Sati Tata Budam Samskaram Manasi Adatte. So the Vakan has many instruments, the same 19 that we are talking about here, but it's using these 19, it is experiencing an outer and inner. There is no other difference between dream and Vakan. They both are experiencing using the same 19 instruments. But here Bahir Vishaya Iva Avabhasamana is there as though there is outside and inside, because the Vishaya seems to be outside. The Vishayin is this body and the person. Therefore, Bahir Vishaya Iva Avabhasamana. It is evident to me as though that there is an inner outer experience. But it is Manaspandana Matra. It is all by the same mind, because like we saw, no object is outside awareness. Every experience is within awareness only. It is pervaded by the awareness. Therefore, it is Manaspandana Matra. If it is all within awareness, it is spinning of awareness only, correct? Even though it's not your volition which is spinning it. It is Ishvara Srishti. It is spun by Ishvara. The experience is given to you. You as an individual are not dictating what happens to me after 2 hours. I decide what is going to happen. No. In fact, even at this moment, the speech I am talking, you are listening. It is all spun. It is just there. You are just witnessing something going on. It's Ishvara only. That is why it is Manaspandana Matra. It is spun in awareness that you are witnessing. Tata bhutam samskaram manasi adatte. And because it is spun in the mind, it leaves impression on your antahkarana. That impression, when the Bahir Vishaya is resolved in when sleeping, comes out as dream. That's what he says. Tanmanaha tata samskritam chitritaha iva pataha bahya sadhana anapeksham Avidya kama karmabhihi preryamanam jagradvat avabhasate. Whatever way it was happening in the waken, it happens in dream also. But avidya kama karmabhihi preryamanam. It is driven by your ignorance and your likes and dislikes and your instruments of action also come into force, and it is also from this karma bihi as also punya papa. Punya papa also determines what you experience in dream. Whether you are getting rid of some papa into today's dream or acquiring some punya, because there is some amount of, there also you are given situations. And in that situation you are doing something, or you are, mostly it is a bhoga only. Because free will, exercising free will is very less. So you don't really acquire punya there, but you can dissipate some papa. You can neither acquire punya nor acquire papa, but you can dissipate some punya and papa because it is karma bihi preryamanam. Jagradvad avabhasate. That is an experience called dream. So this atma prajna, this jnaptihi, this jnana swarupa is manifest as dream experience. Tata cha uktam. So you get the gist of it. It is the same prajna. Spinning of the mind is what is called waken. It is the spinning of the mind which is called dream. So it's both manaspandanam only, chitta spandana matra. The whole Mandukya Karika is going to elaborate on this chitta spandana. That's why there was also a line of argument that this is a Buddhist text. Because Buddha also, this Kshanika Vijnanavadis, they talk about the Vijnana, the cognition, awareness is momentary. And it is all just, there is nothing underneath. There is void, vacuum. But there is momentary flashes of what is awareness. So you are experiencing something called waken, experiencing something called dream, then experiencing something called deep sleep. But these are flashes of awareness with no actual content underneath. That's what Kanika Vijnanis say. Kanika Vijnanavadi. But we dismiss that. In fact, Karikakara picks up and dismisses that. But there were people who used to interpret the whole thing that way. Preryamanam jagradvad avabhasate tatacha yuktam uktam asya lokasya sarvavataha matram apadaya tata pare deve manasi eki. Quotes Shruti to show that it is the same prajna which is there in the swapna. Atra yesha devaha swapnaha swapne mahimanam anubhavati. Till here we saw Indriya apekshaya antastatvat manasaha tadvasana rupa cha swapne prajnayasya iti antah prajnaha. Why is it called antah prajnaha? Inside. Earlier it was called outside prajna. Now it is called inside prajna. Why? Because indriya apekshaya. With reference to these instruments, this indriya. See, indriya is available in both the states. Whether it is waken or dream, all these 19 things are there, including all the indriyas. So, karmendriya, jnanendriya, manas, buddhi, all these are indriyas only, you know. But from the indriya apekshaya, this is not outside, but it is inside. The outside is with reference to the golaka, basically. This physical body, when it is in the waken, there is an as though outside. With reference to this body, it is outside. with reference to the experience, it is as though outside, because we already saw that every experience is within the awareness only. So there is no outside. Indriya-apekshya antastatvat manasaha tadvasana rupa cha swapne prajnayasya. The prajna is where? In swapna. And where is this swapna? In manas, in the mind. And it is mano vasana rupa only. It is based on the impressions of the mind. So it is all happening within the mind. There is no indriya vyavahara which is outside. There also you see indriya, because even in the dream there is a sight. Now that sight is not using the golaka, this eye golaka and all that, but within the mind itself. Whether the actual indriya is being used in the dream, yes, you have to say yes, because when the dream happens, suppose there is something going on in the dream which is having an impact on your personality, then you can see the corresponding indriyas reacting. When the dream is going on, suddenly you raise your hand, because in your dream that indriya is being invoked. Not every time it happens, but when it is impact is high, the corresponding indriyas are actually being used, and the golaka also comes into play at that time, right? Therefore you have to say that the indriyas are in a sense being used, but not with reference to the outside vishaya. The vishaya which is in the vacant state, like the wall, the sun and moon and all that, which are vishayas, the objects of knowledge or action, they are not invoked in the dream. Therefore it is antastam. Indriya apekshaya antastatvat manasaha tadvasana rupa swapne prajnayasya iti. And that is why it is called antah prajna. The prajna is within in the swapna. And why is it called Taijasa? Bhashyakara explains. Vishaya sunyayam prajnayam kevala prakashaswarupayam vishayitvena bhavati iti Taijasaha. Vishaya sunyayam prajna. This prajna doesn't have any vishaya. The objects of knowledge, like Shabda Sparshadi is vishaya, right? There is no actual Shabda, there is no actual Sparsha, no sound, no touch, no light. It's nothing is the tangible one which is coming, you are coming in touch with. Therefore, Vishaya Sunyayam. Literally, none of the Vishayas of Vakan are in play with reference to the dream. Therefore, Vishaya Sunyayam Prajnayam. And that Prajna alone is there, there is no Vishaya. But it is effulgent because you are seeing something. The Prajna itself is showing the world to you. Therefore, he says, Kevala Prakashaswarupayam. It is in the form of Kevala Prakasha, the Prakasha alone, the lighting up alone. What is being lighted up is your own Vasana. No actual objects are lighted up, as in Vishaya is not lighted up. So it is one lighting up alone is happening without any object of being lit up. So Kevala Prakasha Swarupa, that's why it's called as Kevala Prakasha Swarupa. It's just lighting up alone, the light alone. Therefore Vishayitvena Bhavati, the light alone is Vishaya. There is no actual Vishaya. So what is the Vasana? What is there in the mind is what is the world now. Therefore it is called Taijasaha. Tejas means Prakashastam. Somebody is a Tejasvi means what? He is glowing. That glow is called Tejas, right? Therefore, here the mind is the one which is glowing and showing the world. Therefore, it is called Taijasaha. Vishwasya savishayatvena prajnayaha stulayaha bhojyatvam. Whereas in the case of Vishwa, Vaishwanaraha, we saw that is also called Vishwa. Vishwa Taijasah Prajnaha is how this text will refer. Vishwa means Vaishwanaraha. The first one, Bahish Prajna, is called Vishwa. And that one, Savishayattvena, it has Vishaya. Here there is no Vishaya, it is only Kevala Prakasha Swarupa. There you have Vishaya, the corresponding external objects of external with reference to this Indriya and physical Golaka body and all that. Savishayattvena Prajnayaha Stulayaha Bhojyatvam. The tangible things are Bhuktam. Bhojyam means eat. Basically, it's not only eat, consumption, consuming. It consumes, the Vacan consumes experiences which are tangible experiences. So the tangible, so it's all experience. See, again, that's where you see the vision here. It is all with you are looking at the whole thing from the experiencer perspective. Vacan is nothing but experience. So the consumption of experience is what is the Vacan. The consumption of experience is dream. Consumption of non-experience is deep sleep. But it is all about experience. So there is no external object, this and that and all that. There is an external object experience. It is a vision. It's a Vedic vision. Looking at, you have to look at it from that vision. Then it's how you see it. Now whether you will ask, is it a truth or not? Hey, if you are able to see that it is a truth, no, you are not able to contest it. Once you have that vision of how Veda is showing, start seeing. That's why it is called, Shruti is called means of knowledge. You start to use that instrument, which Shruti is, the means of knowledge is, and see it the way it is showing you. That's why we call it as vision. Shastra Drishti. Drishti means it's looking at it in another way. It's a perspective. So what you see as something, it is trying to show you through another perspective. So don't look at these as individual object. Look at it from the experiencer's perspective. The whole thing is an experience in Prajna. Nothing else. You say there is sun, there is moon, there is object, this and that. But saying that is also is another terms you use for your experience. Finally, in essence, it's nothing but an experience. There is a bhojyatvam, consumption in terms of experience. It's a consumption of experience, correct? Not consumption. When we say consumption, it's like I eat and all this. That's not the point. You are consuming experiences called Vacan. Vishwasya Savishayatvena Prajnayaha Stulayaha Bhojyatvam. The Stula Prajna Bhojyatvam. It is the Prajna Bhoga. Stula Prajna Bhoga only. The tangible awareness is what is consumed as an experience. Tangibility awareness. That is why Vishwasya Savishayatvena Prajnayaha Stulayaha Bhojyatvam. So in the form of Itambhute Tritiya, Savishayatvena, in the form of Savishayatvam, in the form of having a objective experience, the Stula Prajna Bhojyatvam is what is there. That tangible, the gross experience awareness is consumed. Iya punaha kevala vasana matra prajna bhojya iti pravivikta bhoga. Here also you are consuming some awareness. What awareness? Iha punaha, here too. Kevala vasana matra prajna bhojya. That prajna is vasana matra. Your impression alone is what is being, that prajna alone is consumed. Not savishayatva prajna, but vasana matra prajna. Means there is no tangible corresponding object, that is your indriya is seeing. So there is no outside object as such. It is the outside object experience. You have to understand that. Stula prajna alone, there it is bhojyam. Here Sukshma prajna, which is vasana matra prajna, is bhojya. That is bhojyam. Here bhojya. There also bhojya only. Anyway, because there also it is prajna only. No, here also it is prajna. In both places it is prajna only, which is bhojya. It is the experience or awareness which is being consumed. Therefore, here it is called pravivikta bhuk. Praviviktaha bhogaha, because it is vasana matra bhogaha. Prakarshena viviktaha, it is prakashaha, that also is there. Kevala prakasha swarupa also. Therefore, it is praviviktaha bhogaha. Samanam anyate. All the other things are same like before. Dvitiya padaha taijasaha. This is the second experience called taijasa. Okay, so let's go to the third one. Yatra supto na kanchana kamam kamayate na kanchana swapnam pashyati tat sushuptam sushuptastanaha eki bhutaha prajnana ghanaha eva anandamayaha hi anandabhuk cheto mukaha prajnaha tritiyah padaha. The third pada is being spoken. We already have seen the two pada, which are Bahishprajnaha and Antahprajnaha. Here it is Eki Bhutaha Prajnana Ghanaha. It is Prajnana Ghanam. The Ghana means what? Solidified. Like Ghani Bhuta Megha. Like that we say, right? It's all nothing but the Prajna as a Ghana Prajna. Why Yatra Suptaha, where sleeping, na kanchana kamam kam. Why that yatra suptaha we will see. Bhashyakara gives a very beautiful explanation. But simply reading it, yatra, where, suptaha, sleeping, the person, na kanchana kamam kamayate, doesn't have any wishes. Kamam na kanchana kamayate, na kanchana swapnam pashyati, doesn't see any swapna, tat sushuptam. That is called as sushupta, sushupta avastha, sushuptam, suptam, well slept. Sushupta sthanaha eki bhutaha. It has become one, unified. Prajnana ghanaha, it is, we have already seen what is prajnana ghana. Eva, ghanaha eva, that alone. Ananda mayaha, it is ananda swarupaha. Ananda bhuk, the one who is already the other two states, the prajna, this prajna and the other one is the Vishaya prajna which was consumed. Other is purely Vasana Matra prajna which was being consumed. Here what is the consume? What is being consumed? Ananda bhuk. The Ananda happiness is what is being consumed here. When somebody is in deep sleep, the experience is of Ananda. What is the source of that Ananda? We will see. Cheto Mukaha Prajnaha, which is the door for the Chetaha, the awareness. That is the Prajna, Tritiya Pada. This is a simple explanation, right? Now let's see Bhashyakara bring more meaning to all this. Darshana Darshana Vrittyo Tattva Apratibodha Lakshanasya Swapasya Tulyatvat Shushupti Grahanartham Yatra Suptaha Ityadi Viseshanam. Okay. Yatra Suptaha. we just, when we gave the meaning, we said yatra means where, suptaha means sleeping, and na kanchana kamam kamyate means that doesn't seek wishes, right? But that's not how Bhashyakara takes. Yatra suptaha, he takes it as the suptaha where sleeping, right? Yatra suptaha means where sleeping. So what it means indirectly is he is suptaha in other states also. So only if he is sleeping in the other states, like in the dream or in the waken, you have to qualify it saying yatra suptaha, sleeping here. Okay, get what I'm saying? So if he is sleeping only here, then this yatra is unnecessary. Suptaha, he could have said. But yatra suptaha means he is sleeping in more than this deep sleep. So one thing we know, even in dream, the person is sleeping, right? So that can be a reason for qualification, saying yatra suptaha. So he is sleeping during dream also, in deep sleep also. So to show in deep sleep, this is what happens, and not in the case of dream, he can use yatra suptaha. That is the first way of taking. And he also says, let's read the second line. I'll come to the first in detail, but look at this. Atava trishu api sthaneshu tatva apratiboda lakshanaha swapaha avisishtaha iti purvabhyam sushuptam vibhajate. Or in all the three states, he is suptaha. Whether it is in the waken or in the dream or in the deep sleep, we can take him to be sleeping in the all three states. But in this sleep, he is like this. That way also it can be taken. How can you say in all the three states he is sleeping? I can understand in dream and deep sleep, you can say he is sleeping. But how in waken? So this then suptaha means tattva apratibodha lakshanaha. Because this is where it is, it's very important to see where he is going with it. Since waken, dream and deep sleep are all only prajna, there is no duality. All that is there is only experience prajna. Now in this prajna only, like in a screen, different scenes in a movie screen, there are different scenes which are going on. Okay, in a movie, there are multiple scenes. Titanic, there is the scene of, these people are living well within the ship. Second scene is the accident of the Titanic. And the third scene, let's say, is the post-accident of the Titanic having sunk. What happens? There are these three scenes, and all of them are happening on the screen. Like in Panchadashi, there is one chapter called Nataka-deepa Prakaranam. So there, that drama, how it happens on the same stage, which is lighted up by this Deepa, is how he brings an imagery. Vidyaranya. Like that here, in the screen, movie screen, all these scenes are being played. But where is it all playing? On the same screen. And the screen is just witnessing all this. This scene comes on it, goes. The next scene comes, goes. Third scene comes, goes. Like that, this Chetana, it's seeing deep sleep is a state, goes. Dream, another state comes, goes. Waken, another state comes, goes. Everything is all in what? The same manaspanditam. In the same manaha only. In prajna only. because it is there, this suptaha means tattva apratibodha lakshana. In all the three states, this prajna doesn't know the real tattva, that I am only the screen. We are just taking an example, right? Imagery. If screen has a mind, the screen doesn't know that it is the screen. It takes itself to the Titanic ship experience, and then the ship is coming, and then there is this accident happening. All that is real, and it doesn't anytime even recognize that it is the screen. In fact, it won't even recognize that this is happening on the screen. It will think that now the Titanic ship has come. Like that, that is called tattva apratibodha. What is the truth? Tattva means the nature of the true reality. The true reality is ignorance is there in all the three states. Deep sleep also it is there in an avya. It's not like it is recognized. Nanatvam is not seen. Therefore, by implication, tattva pratibodha also is not known, because there is no mind is not in an active state, but it is there. So this suptaha, the suptaha, if it is taken as tattva apratibodha, then it is there all the time. And there also he makes two distinctions. Let's look at the first distinction. He says darshana darshana vrittyoho. In the two suptaha states, and simply if you take that person is sleeping during dream as well as in deep sleep, there is one is a darshana vritti, another is adarshana vritti. In fact, we will see the tika. Tikakara takes darshana vritti to mean both dream as well as waken. So here let us take it simply. Darshana vritti is within the sleep alone. Then you can take it as in the dream it is a darshana vritti. In deep sleep it is adarshana vritti. Darshana means seeing a world, whether it is from vasana or whatever, you are seeing something. That is darshana vritti. And adarshana vritti is deep sleep. In both the cases, vrityoho tattva apratibodha lakshanasya swapasya tulyatvat. The swapa, he takes it as only tattva apratibodha. In both the first line as well as in the atava line, Bhashyakara takes the swapaha suptaha as tattva apratibodha only. Therefore he says tattva apratibodha lakshanasya swapasya tulyatvat. Whether you are seeing the dream or you are in deep sleep, both cases there is a tattva apratibodha lakshana. Therefore sushupti grahanam yatra suptaha, when in the tattva pratibodhana state where there is no kanchana kamam, kanchana swapnam, that is called sushupti. Both are suptam only. Dream is also suptam, deep sleep is also suptam, but between the two suptams, where there is no kama, where there is no swapna, that is sushuptam. So tattva apratibodhana is this commonality between the two sleeps, is how he brings it out. Tulyatva sushupti grahanartham yatra suptaha ityadi visheshanam. Let us take the second case where trishu api sthaneshu, in all the three states, atava tattva apratibodha lakshanaha swapaha avisishtaha iti purvabhyam sushuptam vibhajate. In all three states, the tattva pratibodha is common. So to distinguish, in this tattva apratibodha state, you are not having a kama. Because in dream and waken, you have kama. Yatra yasmin kale, yatra yasmin sthane, kale va suptaha, na kanchana kamam kamayate, na kanchana swapnam pashyati. In that state, or in that time, when there is no desire, there is no dreaming, that is because in the desire is there in both dream as well as in waken. Therefore, this is not there, then it is called sushuptaha. Nahi sushupte purvayoho iva anyadagrahana lakshanam swapna darshanam kamaha va kaschana vidyate. This anyadagrahanam is very important. Like we were looking at that example, no? The screen takes itself as the Titanic ship. And the screen takes the whole thing as the incidents happening. Actually, the ship is drowning. Oh my God, I am drowning. What will happen? Like that, it takes itself as the ship and conducts vyavahara. That is anyata grahanam. It doesn't all the time we remain as the experience, the substance which is within that experience. The Chaitanam only we are. And on this Chaitanya is where the three states are like the screen. Like in the movie screen, Titanic is drowning and people are crying, all that screen also cries. Let's take just an example. No? Like that, in this case, there is Anyata Grahanam. Even though all the three states, it is nothing but the Chetana Vastu, which is witnessing all this. This consumption, prajna, that prajna, bahish prajna, antah prajna, all that. But it is by itself only prajna. And it is chitta spandanam only. It is not that it is prajna and there are other things. No. If it is prajna and there are other things like physical and all that, then it's a different case. But here it is manaspanditam. Pashigara said, no, manaspandana matram. Waken is manaspandanam. Swapnam is anyway manaspandanam only. From vasana only it is happening. And prajnana gana, there is no spandanam. So all the three, you are prajna, prajna, prajna. But what is happening? There is anyata grahanam. It takes itself to be this body, to be a different body in dream, to be looking, actually seeing things going on, which is, there is a tangible, car, my possession, all that is anyata grahanam. Me, my possession, I am separate from this. All the other things are separate from me. I will be happy only when I get this. I am unhappy because I don't possess this thing. This happened to me, so I am worried. And this me is all with reference to this body and this identity. I am a man. I am a woman. I am a doctor. I am an engineer. I am a human being. All these are identities. I belong to this particular category. I belong to elderly people. I belong to the youth. I am a Indian. All these are identities. And all the problems of that identity are my problem. It's all Anyata Grahanam. So this Anyata Grahanam is what is the problem. That is what we are trying to address. This all, whatever this Grahanam that you are taking is Anyata Grahanam, not Yatavat. The Yatavat Grahanam is I am the Nyaha, the Prajna, that is on which this Bahish Prajnatvam, Antah Prajnatvam, Prajnana Ghanatvam is incidental. But that is not what we take it as. We take it as I am this person. These are my possessions. These are my people. This is my identity. This is where I have a positive. This is where I have negative. These are the wrong things I have done. Everything, this I is associated with this body and the experiences of this body. I identify myself with. That is called Anyata Grahana. Nahi sushupte purvayoho iva Anyata Grahana Lakshanam Swapna Darshanam Kamaha va Kaschana Vidyate. Unlike in the dream and the awaken, in this state there is no Anyata Grahanam. That is called Sushuptam. So you have to understand, the effort here is not to define what is deep sleep. The effort here is for you to understand what you are. Let's see the Tika. There's some interesting things here. Ata tritiyah padaha varnyate. Third pada is being described here. Tatra tritiya pada bhutasya prajnasya sushupta sthanatve jigrahishite sushuptasya eva tavat surupa nirdeshaha kriyate yatra sushuptaha iti yadina. So what you are trying to understand is the sushupta sthanam. Therefore, surupa nirdeshada is being done using yatra suptaha. Now there is a question is asked, Nanu kimartam tasya surupa nirdeshaha. Why do you need to do the surupa nirdesha? Uchyate darshana darshana vrityoho. The darshana vritti and adarshana vritti. And what is darshana adarshana vritti? Swapna sushuptiyoho. Between swapna and sushupti. In the sleep there are two states. One is the darshana vritti and adarshana vritti. And darshana vritti is swapnam. Adarshana vritti is sushuptam. Ubayoha api swapasya tulyatvat. In both cases you are sleeping. Therefore, sushuptasya eva grahanam yata syaditi surupa nirdeshaha. How can you, within the sleep, how do you take only the deep sleep? Therefore, that nirdesha has to be done like yatra suptaha iti. Tat katham darshana rupa vrittihi atra asti iti swapnaha darshana vrittihi. Okay, it's called darshana vritti because you are seeing something in dream. Yadyapi swapne api suptaha eva purushaha. Even though he is sleeping in the dream, jagarita sthanam Jagaristhanam Vishayanam Tatvena Apratibodhat. Okay, there is a Tattva Apratibodha for all the vacant things. Okay, Tatapi Tatra Kama Preritaha Sanni Vividan Swapnan Pashyati iti Vidyate. Tatra Vasanamaya Vishaya Darshana Lakshana Vrittihi iti Darshana Vritti Sahita Suptihi Swapane. That is therefore from the Vasana, from the impressions, I am seeing things in the dream. Therefore, darshana vritti sahita suptihi swapne. Along with the darshana, I am sleeping. Okay, that is called swapna avastha. Sushuptau, all we know, right? So, just to elaborate what it is. Sushuptau punaha yadyapi tattva pratibodha lakshanaha swapaha visishtaha tatapi atra kevalam swapaha eva natu darshana vrittihi ataha sa adarshana vrittihi iti uchyate. In deep sleep, there is no vritti, there is no darshana. You are not seeing any vasana or even bahir vishaya, right? Vasanamaya vrittehe api abhavaditi visheshaha. The vasanamaya vishesha also, vritti also is not there in deep sleep. Tena, that is the first explanation that Bhashyakara had given. Tena natatra kamaha swapna darshanam va iti yuktam swarupa nirdeshartham visheshanam yatra supta. Atava paramartha drishtya. This is where the paramartha drishti is brought. The sopi swapaha here is used in a different way. Paramartha tattva pratibodham is what is brought out. Okay, trishu api jagarita swapna sushupti akyeshu sthaneshu tattva pratibodha lakshanaha swapaha avasishtaha. In all the three states, the ajnanam is there. Anyada grahanam is there in two states. Okay, in all the three states, ajnanam is there. In one state, it is in the avyakta form. In other two states, it is vyaktam. Tattva pratibodha devahi jagarita adi bhedam vikalpayanti atmani janaha. Because of ignorance only, tattva pratibodha only, you are doing a vikalpa adhyasa. Vikalpayanti atmani. Jagaritadi bedam. So you think I am this body, I am separate from everything else. All that is done. Even though when you awaken, when you are cognizing this body, at the same time only you are cognizing the outside world also. You never cognize this body without any outside also being cognized. So from your awareness perspective, this body and what is other than this body are both within your awareness at the same time. So this Bahihi, Antaha and all that is within your realm of awareness only. Yata ahuhu vartikakaraha suptaha prabuddhaha iti evam swapnam pashyati chaiti yaha vikalpaha eva bhutanam avidyaratri avidyaratrishainam. The quotes, okay. Ataha tattva pratibodha lakshanaha swapaha avidyakyah samanaha trishu api sthaneshu iti hetoho purvabhyam jagrita swapnabhyam sushuptam vibhajate yatra suptaha iti. Okay, so let us go to Bhashya only. Okay, it will become longer. Tadetate sushuptam sthanam asyeti sushuptasthanah sthanadvaya pravibhaktam manaspanditam dvaitajatam tata rupa parityagena avivekapannam naisha tamograstamiva ahah prapanchakam eki bhutam iti uchyate. Ataha swapna jagran manaspandanani prajnanani ghani bhutani iva. So what is deep sleep? Sushuptam stanamasya iti sushupta stanaha. And whatever you just described is sushupta sthana, sushuptaha. That is where it is obtained. This awareness is sushupta stanaha. Okay. That prajnana ghana is a prajna obtained in the sushupta sthana, in the state of the deep sleep. Sthanadvaya pravibhaktam manaspanditam dvaita jatam tata rupa aparityagena avivekapannam naisha tamograstamiva. In the night, nisha means night. In the nisha, tamograstam, the darkness pervades, captures what? Ahah prapanchakam. The vacant world, the day world is completely covered with darkness. And what happens? Eki bhutam. It's all one darkness. You don't see any difference. In those days when there is no light, today it's very difficult to see darkness. Suppose it is a new moon and there is no light, no electricity days, nobody has lit any light lamp, then it's total darkness. There are so many varieties of things in the world that you saw some 10 minutes back. Now sun has set and it is Amavasya, then you don't see anything. Ahah prapanchakam eki bhutam, then it is one whole darkness, no? Eki bhutam. Similarly only is what is called deep sleep. And what is it covering? Sthanadvaya pravibhaktam. In Jagarita sthana and Swapna sthana, whatever was available as vibhaga, differentiated world, even though it is manaspanditam, both of them are manaspanditam. One is by Ishvara Srishti manaspanditam, another is your own vasana, it is manaspanditam. Dvaita jatam, the duality is perceived there. Tata rupa aparityagena, without sacrificing the tatada rupatvam. Okay, everything is the same way. Whatever is in the dream, whatever is in the waken, it is all still there as avyakrita. Therefore, avivekapannam, how naisha tamograstam iva ahah prapanchakam eki bhutam. Like, even though the world is there, because there is no sun, there is no light, the darkness has covered the whole thing. Like that, whatever is, so it's not that in deep sleep pralaya has happened, like everything has vanished. It is, everything is covered. That's why even pralaya in Srishti Sthiti Laya, the pralaya is not that Bhagavan does a destruction. That's why it's called pralaya. It's not samhara. Pralaya means everything is an unmanifest. Whatever is there is there. It is not evident. It is not manifest. Therefore, Srishti is always a cycle. So there is a Srishti, Sthiti, Pralaya. Srishti, Sthiti, Pralaya. So it goes on. The Chatur Yuga, and that's why the whole thing is explained as a cycle. So all the yugas come and go. Then the Chatur Yuga, after Chatur Yuga, you have the next level, right? In our Sankalpa and all, we do that. Then Brahma's half day is so many Chatur Yugas. Like that it goes. It's a cycle. Basically, what I'm trying to say is the Srishti, Sthiti and Pralaya keeps on going, happening, because it's not like it doesn't start at one point in time and ends at one point in time. It just keeps going. Likewise, this our own life also is like that. No dream, deep sleep, wake and dream. It keeps going until the body falls. But as a witness, as the Swarupa, it is the same prajna, which is there seeing all this. In fact, all this is also spun in your chit only. That is why it's chitsabha. It's all spun in chit. There is nothing other than that. The whole world is a chitsabha, like Nataraja's dance. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.